All right, it's not Christmas, but I don't care. What we're going to do today is a chord melody with Silent Night. Now, why are we going to do a chord melody with Silent Night? Because everybody knows how this melody goes. It's just one of those melodies. And so it's built into your sonic memory already. And that's the stuff to use when you're building a deeper understanding of how the instrument works and how harmony works and so on. I've used this one a lot in my own teaching, and as many of my students will know, and so it's just an excellent tune to work with for building a simple triadic chord melody, which is what we're going to do today. So first of all, we can build a melody in open position. And I think that's the first thing we're going to do is build a melody in open position, a chord melody in open position. So that means that when we play the melody, right, we want to put the chords below it. And so we're just going to take a close look at at that technique. That technique, by the way, is will reveal a lot in terms of your picking in the right hand because you have to stop that pick in the right place, right? So here I'm stopping, after two strings. Here I'm stopping at three, right? So there's a lot going on if you're flat picking. If you want to finger style it, go ahead. But what we're studying is the idea of the technique of building a chord melody in open position for now, right? Okay, so we have a C major chord with this simple melody. Not much movement there, right? G7 chord. And then C, back to C chord, stopping on string 3. F chord. Always stopping at the melody. All right. Now, what's happening? What's happening with the melody? Let's do an analysis of Silent Night. The notes in a C major chord are C, E, and G, and as you can see, it starts on the fifth. The melody starts on the fifth of the chord, right? Or the fifth degree of the scale of C. So it goes 5, 6, 5, 3, 5, 6, 5, 3. So that we would call diatonic because it's just according to the scale, right? According to the key. And then with the G chord, which we're playing as a G7, which is common, we've got the second degree of the scale or the fifth degree of the chord, right? So again, the chord and the melody are right together, and then we have the third of the chord and the G again, the third of the chord out of G major, right? So we have the fifth of G major and the third of G major. Then we return to the tonic of C major, fifth of C major, then the third of F, the fifth of F, a passing tone down to the third of F again. And then the fifth, the sixth, the fifth, the third of C, and the third of F, the fifth of F, passing note down to the third of F, and 5, 6, 5, 3, 5, 5. There's the 7 of the G chord. 7, 5, 3. 1 of the C, 3 of the C, 1, 5, 3 of the C, 1, 7, 5 of the G, and then finally resolving to the C. So why did I just go through that? Well, there's a ton to learn right there. Because as you can see in this melody writing, all the this is just loaded with chord tones. It's just all a chord tone melody, and the chords express the melody and vice versa, right? It's very tight, clean, perfect writing, and that obviously has a very musical end result. Okay, so when you're doing this kind of thing, it's not. The idea is that you can go beyond this kind of thing, right? Where you're just playing rhythm. And you can move to doing a melody. And most of the work is in your, defining where that pick is going to land. You get the idea. So there's not a heck of a lot of work to do there, and all of a sudden you're playing a simple chord solo, right? You're playing the chords and the melody at the same time, and this one works especially well because the chords and the melody are so intrinsically related. It's not always in this way, but this is sometimes. Well, I mean, for instance, if you take jazz and you're getting ninths and thirteenths and alterations and flat fives and all in the melody, right? And so this is very triadic and very diatonic according to the scale, right? And so it's an ideal candidate for putting together a chord melody solo if this is not something that you've done before. Another thing is if you're a player that is playing with a singer, let's say it's just you and a bass player and a singer or something like that, right? And you don't. I remember this in years gone by, and then it becomes a time for the guitar player to take a solo, And as soon as you drop out of the chords, it just leaves a big hole. If you're just moving to single note lines. But with this kind of technique, you can play a solo, you can play a melody, and you never have to drop the chords. You can keep the chords going at the same time. So effectively, you're playing two parts, right? And it's an easy way to play two parts, and that's what this section of what these lessons and what these sessions are about is sort of ramping up your chord melody playing ability one step at a time. That working up to that soloing, chord soloing ability. Okay, so that's it. Yeah, Silent Night. I'm actually going to take this up the fretboard in the next lesson. Triads up, here, and work around the whole fretboard. You may want to check that video out as well. Okay, yep, building an understanding of the guitar fretboard and how melody and harmony work together with this lovely instrument that we call our own. Okay, like, subscribe, great. And if you have any comments or questions, as long as they're nice, nobody needs like not nice comments. Like, who needs that, really? But we would appreciate your comments. And if you have any ideas, please leave those as well. And we really try our best to respond. Okay, good. Thanks. And we're going to see you again real soon. All right, bye.